It's the 1st of May. The birds are chirping. Just realised my beard's getting bushier, and I'm back at the allotment. And today we're going to sow organic Mangetout. Marked out my row with the handy builder's line. And I'm not exactly sure how long this row is going to be. I planned for it to be about 4 metres, but I'm just going to sow out all the seeds and see where I get to. So the first one is to make a bit of a drill. That's my drill done. There you can just about see the Mangetout seeds, roughly guesstimated at 5 centimetres apart. Now what I had done the other day, yesterday actually, when I sowed the other seeds, I had hoed the surface, so we just taken the tops off any weeds, but without doing any digging, because ultimately I don't want to do any more actual digging. So I'm also looking at loads of stones here, and I'm really annoyed at myself for having this half ploughed over, but then I didn't know what I now know about soil regeneration and carbon sequestration and the importance of soil microlife, which I always knew it was important, but I didn't understand what's going on underneath the soil. I knew nothing about mycorrhizal fungi. I knew nothing about the relationship between plants and soil microlife. So there we go. That's the journey I'm on. So anyway, there we go. You've got a good drill filled with Mangetout, organic Mangetout seeds. Next thing is I'm going to cover them up with some soil and give them a good pat down. There we go, all patted down, so there's nice contact of the soil around the seed. I've added in my markers at either end so I don't forget where I've sowed them. And then last bit is to give it a good water in using the fine watering can attachment and using rainwater, so that I'm not chlorinating the soil and killing the soil the microorganisms by using water straight from the tap. Now if I had to use water straight from the tap, then what I would do is put it into the water butt first and let it sit, so that it helps to get rid of the chlorine within the water. So there we go. I'm also sowing these on May the 1st based on the Maria Thun Biodynamic Calendar. That is a good day for fruiting plants, and I'm sowing it in the bed where there is already, so this bed ends roughly here. So on this side, we've got first early potatoes over there, we've got main crop potatoes here, and I am sowing some other stuff here. I just can't remember for the life of me what it is, which I will find out about before I need to. And then that will be this bed planted and sowed ultimately. And what I'm going to do in any areas where the soil is exposed, I'm going to be sowing cover crops. So that's the next thing. I've already ordered a large selection of cover crops, because it is, from the research I've been doing from people that know what they're talking about, it's best to sow a selection of cover crops together, not just a monocrop. So that's what I'm going to be researching next, and the idea will be that there'll be cover crops growing between the rows, so the cover crops create the pathways, which will also capture carbon, pass it through to the soil, encourage the microlife and mycorrhizal fungi to bloom and grow, and it'll also add fertility into the soil, and hopefully I'll have a good healthy allotment soil for growing and improving what I grow in future years.